Yo, what is going on, guys? It's TKF here. Welcome back to another OU match. This is my second one in 2 days, so I don't normally post back to back, but I kind of said I'd bring you guys a video yesterday and I meant it, so here we go. But first off, I just want you to take a look at this. It says at the bottom here that the battle's too long and it can't be recorded or something. It should just there. The battle's too long, playback cancelled. I was like, the fuck's that about? So I just retried and retried and retried. It was like they didn't want me to post it. But anyway, as you can see by the title, Russian intelligence. This is against the great Mefestofelus, a really great friend of mine, Artem. And this match was okay, actually. It was a really good match. And it was, I believe, one of my first ones after not battling for a while. And, you know, Artem's quite, well, I want to say quite daunting when you battle him, because, you know, he does have the fame status, and when you battle somebody who's, like, kind of big on YouTube, it's kind of scary, but whatever, we're good mates, so it wasn't too bad. So, anyway, I'm going to lead off with Polytoad here, as he's going to lead off with his Bronzong. I'm just going to hit him with the Hydro Pump. I don't think he expected it to do that much, but it is Stab, In the Rain, Modest Nature, Choice Specs, so 120 base power move, you know, it really does pack a punch. So that is going to do an insane amount of damage, and I'm kind of thinking that he might want to switch here, so I'm going to switch out into my Ferrothorn, which is supposed to be called Waiting, but I can't spell, so it's called Witting. But anyway, he is going to hit me with an Earthquake and get the crit as I switch into my Ferrothorn. It's kind of unfortunate since that does do almost half. Yeah, kind of unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter too much. I don't really mind. It's just, you know, it would have been nicer if that didn't happen. But he's going to switch it now, wanting to save his Bronzong for later on, I guess, maybe in case he thinks I want to spin, but I really don't have a spin blocker. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to predict the switch here and just go for the Leech Seed. It didn't really matter if he stayed in, because, you know, I would have seeded that anyway. But I'm going to get his Thunderous as he comes in. 90% of these things tend to carry the Focus Blast. I don't really mind that. I'm pretty sure I can take it, seeing as I believe this is my specially defensive one, seeing as I do carry a VAT. So I'm thinking I can take it. So he goes for it, and I do take it, which is pretty damn nice. I figure I just want to hit this thing with a Gyro Ball, just because it will do a lot of damage, and I know that Thunderous is definitely not going to appreciate that, whether it resists it or not. And it does do a decent amount of damage. It's good to cripple this thing early on, because it does pose a threat to a lot of things on my team, although I do have a perfect counter for that, Lying in Wait, which I'll reveal to you guys later on. So I get 2 turns of Leech Seed damage off of it, and I also get the Gyro Ball. So luckily for me here, I just go for the spikes thinking that he's going to kill me off, and he misses his Focus Blast, which is really nice because, you know, I get that layer of spikes up, so that's great for me. I'm not really too sure what he wants to do here. I'm guessing he's just going to go for it again just to finish me off. I'm kind of hoping for another miss so that I can set up another layer of spikes. That would be absolutely amazing. But of course, I don't get it, so he's going to take me out. Should have really taken me out last turn, so, you know, sorry for the hacks there, bro, but he's going to be able to take me out this turn anyway. Not too much of an issue, seeing as I do have other things on my team to deal with this Thunderous. He's going to die to one more turn of Leech Seed anyway. So I'm going to bring him my Iron Eagle, which is my Scarm here. I know I can take at least one hit from this thing. I think I'm just trying to bait him to go for the Thunderbolt here so that I can switch out and go into my, what is this thing? Whiscash. So that I can be immune to that. He does see this though. He goes for the Focus Blast knowing that I'm going to try to bait him, which is a good play on his part. Kind of stupid for me trying to go for that anyway, but it does work out as soon as he does miss his Focus Blast, and I'm going to be able to get that HP back anyway, so that's just great. So now he's going to go into his Wrath, or his Wraith, whichever way you want to pronounce it, and that's not too good for me, seeing as this thing could, you know, send me to sleep or do anything along those lines, but I kind of figure he's going to hit me with the Water move, seeing it does hit neutral and it would be Stab, so I'm going to go into my Ooze Baby. But he goes for the Encore, so kind of a good play that I switched there, because that would have been really, really, really bad. But now is a good opportunity for me to set up my Toxic Spikes if he doesn't want to go for the Hypnosis. I'm not sure if he carries it at this point or not, but either way I know I'm going to be faster and be able to get up at least one layer, so that's great. He does go for the Hypnosis, and fortunately for me I do avoid it, which is very nice. He is getting a bit of bad hacks this match. I do apologise for that, dude. That does kind of suck, but you'll see it kind of evens out later on. But anyway, I'm going to go for the second layer of Toxic Spikes here, which means anything that he wants to bring in later on will be badly poisoned. A good play by him going for the Encore here, meaning that I will have to switch. Seeing as I already have both layers up now, there is really no point in me going for it anymore. So I'm going to switch in my own Polytoad here now, thinking that he might not want to go for the Hypnosis, but he does, so that was a really stupid play on my part. I should have stayed in and left Tentacle in as Sleep Fodder and then switched out. But yeah, I didn't do that, so bad play. So now I'm going to go out into my Scarm, thinking that he's going to want to switch. I'm not really too sure what he wants to go into, but I didn't really see him staying in for some reason. Anyway, he decides to try and hit my Polytoad with a Focus Blast. Skarm's going to take it instead, and that's not actually going to do too much, considering Skarm's not specially defensive in any way, shape or form, so I'm quite impressed with that. He does outspeed me, go for the Scald. I'm kind of hoping I don't get the burn. I'm going to live and be able to get off a Roost, but it does take me out, so that's very unfortunate. I think if I'd had a little bit more HP, I'd have been able to take that, but it is what it is. As you can see, I really didn't play that well in this match. I think that might have just been because I was a bit scared. Well, not scared, but I was a bit uneasy in this match. But I'm going to avoid the Focus Blast here. I'm going to try and burn some Sleep Turns, try and wake up ASAP so that I can get some damage off. He does miss a second Focus Blast here, which is really nice. I wake up, and I'm going to hit him with a Hydro Pumps. That was kind of rubbing that in his face a little bit. And you'll see how much this does. A resisted hit does over half, and Polytoad's special defense is very nice as well. So I do manage to avoid that third Focus Blast in a row, and I'm kind of thinking, okay, you know what, you need to crit me here. So I go for the Hydro Pump here, and I believe he lives. Yeah, he lives with Lefty's recovery, which is very unfortunate. But he does hit me with the Focus Blast here. He does kind of deserve it after missing 3. But you see how much it does, and it's kind of just like, wow, if you'd hit the other 2, that would have taken me out, but, other 3. So that's really unfortunate. He does hit another one here. That's kind of what you get for playing with 60% accuracy moves, though. I mean, I'm kind of touching it with Hydro Pump here. I can't believe I'm actually hitting all of them. Like I said, I am choice, so I have to go for it despite of how low HP he has. But in the long run, it doesn't really matter. I hit it anyway. So now he's going to bring in Scizor. I know he's probably just going to want to go for the U-turn, seeing as, I'm low HP. But I miss. Now, if I had hit that Hydro Pump, that would have been game-changing. As you'll see later on, that really would have been game-changing. That would have done way over half to Scizor, no doubt about it. So now he's going to want to switch out and go into his Bronzong. This is good because I do indeed get the switch initiative after I lose my Polytoad to the U-turn. Not really too fast, although it would have been nice to get the Hydro Pump off. So now I'm going to go out into my Toxicroak, knowing I can set up on his face unless he carries Earthquake, which I think he does. So I'm going to sub up here just to see what he wants to go for, see if he wants to do any shenanigans. He just goes straight for the Earthquake, which is bad for me because I do just end up wasting a quarter of my HP here, which is kind of unfortunate, And I'm kind of debating if I can take an Earthquake or not, but I'm thinking after Dry Skin and Lefties, it would be a good time for me to just dip and get the hell out of there. But I think that's what I'm going to proceed to do after all these after-turn effects, I'm pretty sure, because, I mean, leaving it in would be kind of bad. Yeah, I do make the smart play, going to go ahead and switch out now, going to bring in my Whiscash, knowing that I can take an Earthquake with ease. Well, not really with ease, but, I'm not bulky in any sense, but it's a Bronzong. It's, I'm going to be able to take that, and I do take it pretty well, considering. So now I can set up if I wish, and this is where the match gets really, really, really annoying for me, because me and Artem actually had a misunderstanding going on, because he thought one of his pokes was Choice Specs, and I shall find out later on it's not. So I'm going to bring in my Tentacle right here, thinking it's a good time to bring it in. I thought he wouldn't go for the Earthquake, I thought he'd just switch out, which he does. He brings in his Scizor, and I'm not too worried about that, to be honest. I'm thinking, okay, I can actually go for the burn here, since there's no point doing anything else. I've got my Toxic Spikes up. The only thing I could want to do here is Rapid Spin, but I'm not going to do that. I figure getting a burn on this thing would be much more important than Rapid Spinning, and if I'd have got that burn, things would have been so different. But no, I don't get the burn, and I miss the Hydro Pump on it. That thing would have been dead if I'd have hit the Hydro Pump prior to this, but then again, he probably would have switched out as opposed to going for the U-turn if he'd have taken that Hydro Pump. So in the long run, it really didn't matter. But I'm going to get my Rain Dish here. As you can see, this is a really nice team, actually. I really like this team. It's very hard to get it going, and it basically relies on Skarmory a lot, and I lost Skarm very early on in the match, which is why I struggled. But I'm going to hit this Bronzong with a Scald as he goes for the Earthquake. I'm thinking I can take that decently despite it being super effective, and I do not take that decently. I thought I would, but I don't. I am specially defensive, so that sucks. Which leads me to believe that my Ferrothor might have actually been defensive as opposed to specially defensive. That would make more sense. But anyway, gonna go for the Scald here. I'm thinking if I can just get the burn, that means I might be able to take an Earthquake, but I guess I get max damage and take it out anyway, so that's not too bad. But I get Rain Dish again and Black Sludge as well, which is nice, which means I'm going to be recovering over an eighth of my HP. So now it's going to go into Lucios. For those of you guys who don't know, that's actually named after me. My name is Luke, in case you guys didn't know that. But anyway, he's going to hit me with a Draco. I was debating whether I could live it or not, and I thought, if he's not Specs, I might be able to take that, but no, that's unfortunate. So now I'm going to go into Whiscash. No, he's at -2. He's probably not going to want to stay in, and I can set up a Dragon Dance and threaten whatever wants to come in. He does indeed decide to switch like I thought. He's going to bring in Scizor. I know I can take a Bullet Punch. I know I can take a U-turn. As for anything else, see, this is what I'm talking about. Why would I rest here? That was just stupid. He was at -2. and I should have just gone for the Dragon Dance, which means I would have been able to finish off this Scizor. I could have outsped whatever wanted to come in and rest up, but you know, I'm just stupid. So now I'm going to go for the Dragon Dance. Little too late, to be honest, because now he's going to be able to go for the U-turn and get the initiative. He knows leaving in Scizor would be a mistake here, seeing as now he can U-turn out and go into Latios again, which is going to be able to resist my hit. And that U-turn does a lot of damage because I'm not invested at all in defense. So he's going to go back into Latios. Now here is where things got complicated. I calced this. After one Dragon Dance, I am 1 speed EV faster than him. But he gets the trick off, and I'm thinking, what the hell just went down? So I'm asking, I'm like, dude, and I get the Scarf, and he thought he was Specs, and seeing as he's a Scarf, he's obviously going to be able to outspeed me at +1, which completely screwed me over, because he thought he was Specs, I thought he was Specs, and if he was, this match would have been very different. So that was very unfortunate. You know, if I'd have got that damage off on the Scizor or killed it, he wouldn't have been able to U-turn out, he'd have been stuck in at -2, and I'd have been able to just rape his team with a Whiscash. So this was, despite how it looks, an incredibly close match, but as things didn't turn out that way, you see he's going to be able to hit me here. I am locked into rest, there is nothing I can do, so I know he's going to withdraw here, seeing as he's now going to be at -2. I'm pretty much just going to rest up and proceed to switch out here. A little bit too late though, really nothing I can do. Now the other thing this came down to as well was, I still have my Toxicroak left, and I'm pretty sure, I think I count this and it said that I had a 50 or 40% chance to live a +2 Earthquake from Gliscor, so it was a pretty high chance. I'm not really too sure what the stat, I'll have to calculate again after this match, I really can't remember. But as you'll see here, as I switch out, he's going to set up the Sword Stance, probably to try and take down my my Whiscash while I just kept resting up, but I'm not that much of an asshole, so I'm just going to switch out. Now, I might be able to take a +2 just because I am invested in defense quite heavily. So if I'd have lived this, I would have been able to get up a Bulk Up, and I would have been able to get off a +1 Sucker Punch. And as you'll see, if he didn't get this crit, the +1 Sucker Punch probably would have brought it down to around half, I want to say. That's just a guess. Just because I know Toxicroak's pretty well, and I know Gliscor pretty well as well. So I'm going to be able to get off this waterfall here, going to be able to outspeed the Gliscor. Obviously that's not thermodynamics, everyone knows that. And as you'll see, that does over half, so with that Sucker Punch that would have taken it out. I would have been able to take a hit off of Latios. I would have been tricked into rest though, as you'll see later on. Because there's nothing I could really do to his Latios if it wanted to come back in. I mean, I could have just kept resting up and resting up and resting up and resting up until it was in, you know, like -16 or whatever. Scizor would have been dead if I'd have hit that Hydro after the Scald from my what's that thing called, Tentacruel. So he would have been forced to stay in with his Latios. I could have kept resting up, resting up, resting up. Then I could have eventually switched into my Toxicroak, which would have lived if not for the crit, and I could have won the match with my Whiscash hitting the Latios as many times as I wanted. So that would have been the match, but unfortunately I do lose, as you can see there. So it was a really great match through Mefestofelus. A great match, Artem. It was a lot closer than it appeared if you actually break it down and look at it. So that's why I posted it, guys. But anyway, I thank you guys for watching this. You'll probably see another battle from me on Wednesday. I might upload a walkthrough part in between now and then. Other than that, guys, I'll see you next time. Please leave a comment on the quality. I think I fixed it this time. But anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Touche.